to fitness. Okay, so let's crack on. The first one that we need to talk about is the routine sucks. Okay, like I don't like the routine. I don't like to have a routine. I would love to have something different every day of my life if it's possible. However, if you are if you are trying to do a different workouts, different diet plans, different this, different that, you what you're gonna do is you will never progress in something. You always will be finding an excuse or the shiny syndrome, which we call in psychology. The shiny syndrome is like you always need to do little things or new things to make an stimulation on you. If that makes sense. So something that we need to make sure is like we need to understand the routine is not nice and we might not like it, but it's gonna be really important to make it happen. So now we're gonna do a really nice exercise to evaluate our routine. Okay, so now I want you to use your notepad of your phone or write down on a piece of paper because now I want to ask you something. Okay, that is a really important question. Okay, is that if your routine sucks, yes or not? And then I wanna know if your routine at the moment is it's kind of like it's like, oh my god, I don't like my routine, if it's yes or not. So I just want you to put on the chat box if you like your routine or if you don't like your routine, and also why. Like in short words, of course. You don't need to put like a 2 minutes text, but I would love to know if at the moment your routine is something that you really like or not. Or you can just put an emoticon as well, eh? Like, aha. Do you see? So, for example, Nicole is saying that lack of routine sucks. Aha. Danny as well is saying like I'm working on it. Perfect. I don't like my routine. I mean, I have a good routine, but I wish I could do remote work. Happy with my routine, doing things which I enjoy. This is sometimes maybe waking up in the morning doing my routine sucks. Exactly. Do you see? It's gonna be many factors. However, that's the beauty about sticking to the routine as much as you can. And as long as you are applying the 80-20 rule, you will find a way to make your routine adaptable. But if you are not remembering and if you don't know what is your routine, and if you don't have on a piece of paper or if it's not really clear on your mind, you will have a lot of hassle because that was happening to me. Okay, let's let in Leila. Leila as well is here. Also, Chantel is saying no, earlier starts are tough, but the payoff is good. Exactly. And that's where I want to go through now. Okay. So routine sucks. And we know the sucks because it's many external factors that sometimes is out of our control. Like, for example, Daniel, you would love to work at home, right? But at the moment you go into an office and that's might taking some time. Hello, Leila. And then, for example, waking up in the morning, it might be difficult. Having a baby as well, it might be difficult. It might not. It is difficult, and Nicole can tell already because you got babies already. Well, there are no babies anymore, or so then, but you know how hard it is. But something that we need to understand is like the routine. We don't need to like our routine. We just need to make sure that we understanding the routine behind. Okay, and how we're gonna make that happen is by this. Okay, what is the 80-20 rule? So usually what we do as human beings or on an automatic mode is that the 80-20 rule mainly will be 80% of our day will be kind of like having something or doing something that we like to do. And then just the 20% will be something that we don't like to do. That sometimes it's going to cause us pain, it's going to cause us discomfort, it's going to cause us getting out of the comfort zone. All right. And sometimes those three things they will be the ones that it will be including you having a good nutrition or aiming to do the best with your nutrition, going to the gym, studying more, working on yourself. Because that type of things is repetitive. It's something that you do it all over again, all over again. It's the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. And that's boring. Like the cat here that you see, he's super bored about it. Yeah. And that's what is happening to us. Me doing for 8 years the same routine of my gym and stuff. Yeah, it is boring, but it's paying off. And that's what Chantel is saying. But the moment I want you to think about, and that's the next slide, is like what is the 80% of your routine at the moment, and also what is the 20% of your routine at the moment. So I want you to, let's break down this. Now I want you to put on the chat box just to understand a bit, what is the 80% of your routine at the moment? Is it 80% of your routine at the moment kind of like the feeling of being on a party? Is like, is something that you really like, that you enjoy, that is not pushing you a bit? Or is it 80% of the things that you don't like to do, but you know that you have to do it or you need to do it? If that makes sense. So I just want you to put on the chat box if your 80% at the moment is fun or is boring. Yeah. Okay, Leila, work. I don't like it. No, Chantel, no, okay, she put here work, boring. Aha, and general duties. Exactly. Uh-huh. What else? So your 80% at the moment so far is work, is general duties, is work. Uh-huh. What else? Apart from work, I want you to write down. So let's try to put three things that at the moment is kind of like is part of the 80%. Like for example, work. What else is it? Maybe it's okay, general duties is maybe I just want to understand how. For example, yeah, that's a good one. Work, house chores, admin, okay, boring. What else? Okay. And then also now I want you to write down what is the 20% of that routine that you got on a daily basis. So what is it? What is that 20% of your routine? So Chantel said that the 20% is also organizing the kids and doing more work, socializing. Aha, going to the gym, pulling my feathers, chilling out, or studying. Mhm. Perfect. Horse riding. Aha. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that was my 80. Okay. Now, yes. So, for example, as far as I know, Lisa, horse riding is going to be the 20%. Layla, socializing and gym will be the 20%. Daniel is going to the gym, that will be the 20% as well. For Chantel, I don't know yet. For Nicole, I don't know yet. For Cristo, I don't know yet as well. But let's have a look. But the thing now, something that I just want you to kind of like create consciousness is like how you can put on that 80%. I know that work and general duties take a lot of your time on a daily basis, right? But what will be one little thing that you can add on the 80%, which is the boring stuff, that it can push you or that it can pull you out of the comfort zone? Like for example, Daniel is going on February to to a competition. He doesn't feel comfortable going because there's going to be many people watching him out, but he's going. So that's and now because of it, part of the 80% of his routine as well is going to the gym, is doing the arm wrestling work, is doing the reels, editing, social media, many things that also is occupying the 80%, right, Daniel? So what it will be part of the 80% that it might make it maybe no 80%, maybe 85, or what it will be things that you can take out from the 80, put on the 20, and put in things that you know that it can push yourself to go a bit more out of the comfort zone, if that makes sense. Because the idea with the formula is like the 80% needs to be things, okay, needs to be things that is making you better, is pushing you to be more. But sometimes that's boring. Makes sense. Let's see what is this in picture. That's a good analysis. That's a good analysis, Daniel. Not looking like it. I love that one. So do you see him? Not looking like an stuffed sausage. That's a really fun one. Okay. So, okay, guys. So that's what I want you to ask you. Okay. So let's put on the chat box. Each of you, you're gonna put on the chat box what it will be one little thing that is out of your comfort zone that you can add on your 80%. Aha. Okay. That's smart. So he's gonna show us. Yes, he's gonna show us. But how about you, Nico? How about you, Chantel, Leila, Lisa, Christo? What it can be a little thing that it can kind of like getting you better, or it can, because sometimes sometimes the difficulty is like because our 80% is so much filled up with things that is boring, yes, but it's not helping us to grow. Then that 20% that we got is not helping us. Watching the well, maybe maybe if it's like a fitness Netflix series, if it's something like that, Okay, we're gonna put now. We're gonna ping Daniel so he can show us how we can use the elastic bands that in work. Okay, okay, music all day long at work. Well, that's really useful because it's gonna make you happier. But also you can put salsa, for example, Krista, and then you can learn how to dance salsa as well during while you're working. So perfect. Usually I play music to jazz up, and okay, that's a really good one as well. Dancing workout too. Aha. So okay, Daniel, show us so then you can inspire us to do as well that. So okay, I ping you now.
Okay, so what I do at work, especially when I'm on the phone or something like that, you just grab the elastic band, not for the resistance, but I'm looking for doing a lot of reps, especially like
Mhm.
for stress or something, stress management. So imagine that I'm with the phone, and then in the other hand, I have my elastic band, and I can grab it in several ways, for example, like this. And when I'm talking, I'm just doing this, or I'm just pronating, or I'm just doing like lift curls like this while I'm talking or doing something. So it's like it can be like all the time, many times while I'm sitting in the desk, just with elastic band, or even like this.
There
So
you
I'm
go.
working, I'm working my chest, I'm working my hands, my wrist, my flexors, everything.
Happy
That's
days,
what
guys.
I
Do
do
you see?
sometimes. Sometimes.
Okay, so now we're gonna do a challenge. You're gonna do the same routine as Daniel that in work, and you're gonna send a video on the WhatsApp group.
I will have to teach
Okay.
you. I will have to teach you how to set it up then, but no problem.
You see, perfect. So let's give it an applause. You can put an emoticon of an applause to Daniel for showing us this amazing thing. If you want to show us any other things that you do that in work, like for example, Daniel is doing the elastic bands, Chantelle is doing the podcast, for example, and ebooks when working, and then music when cleaning. Like for example, that's a really good thing as well that I do. So when I'm doing my washing, when I'm doing my cleaning of the house, I put music, I put salsa, and that's give me a bit of energy to just finish off. And then I'm also moving and cleaning. And also ebooks or podcasts while you are doing admin or something that you know that is quite repetitive, that is helping you in some way. So that's the idea with the 80-20, guys. Please understand it because that's going to help us a lot. Because it's many things on the 80% that we do that is on automatic mode that in work, general duties. But if we use the other senses, like for example, listening or even touching, it might be doing food prep or making the list of what is the menu that you're gonna do the next day while you're having a boring meeting that you need to be there, but your brain doesn't need to be there sometimes, if that makes sense. I don't know if that happens to you in some meetings that you just need to put your face there, but you're not talking, you're not, it's something like it's monotonous. So that's what I want you to do is like, what it will be the areas that you need to improve that is going to help you to be a better version of you. Because remember, the more we work on ourselves, the easier it's going to be to achieve our goals. Okay. So trying to make sure how can I use my time better of the general things that we do without thinking that much. So now let's crack on and let's go to the next one, which is a really important thing. And that's for all my perfectionist people that I know who you are. And you go kind of like the same personality as me, which is being a perfectionist in some way. Okay. But sometimes we are kind of like conditioning to be perfect. Okay. Social media with the filters and this and that is putting us to be artificial in some way. And that's being perfect. You need to understand that everything in this life is not perfect, it's imperfect, okay? And you by being imperfect is also fine. But it's certain things that you can improve and it's certain things that you cannot improve. And I was talking down my podcast. Me being economic size is something that I cannot change. right? However, I can put muscle on, I can work on my personality, I can work on speaking different languages, for example, learning new skills like dancing, this and that. I can put myself in different situations to kind of like be on the imperfect perfect situation, if that makes sense. So in yourselves as well, trying to be realistic on the things that you can do, not perfect but good, and also the things that is imperfect and that you just need to make peace with it, if that makes sense. See? So every time that you're doing your workout, every time that you're doing your food prep, your nutrition, just trying to ask yourself, am I doing the best I can? And also, am I being flexible with myself? You know what I mean? Sometimes you won't have the perfect workout. Sometimes you won't have the perfect food. But as long as you are coming back to the routine, which sucks, you will be fine. Yeah. So that's the idea with the 80-20 rule. As long as your 80-20 rule is imperfect but perfect in the same time, as long as the 80% of your routine is making you in some way better than yesterday or is improving yourself and is getting you out of the comfort zone, is fine. And also the 80-20 rule as well needs to be part of your routine, and your routine needs to be boring. Your routine needs to kind of like making you not wanted to do it. If your routine is something that you are is quite easy to you to do, it's not an empowering routine. A routine needs to suck. A routine sometimes might require to you to have a cup of coffee. Sometimes it might require to you to have an energy drink. I know that energy drink is not healthy, but as you might know me, I'm not trying to be healthy. I'm trying to just be the best version I can in the best way of my possibilities. And sometimes you might have different things that is not good, you know? But in comparison of the 80%, which is proper food and good food, 20% of them does not be necessarily be healthy food, if that makes sense. So try not to be so perfect regards to food, regards to training. Just trying to make it happen. Trying to just get that thing done. Is that clear, guys? See, exactly. Balance. Balance is everything. For example, I put here my beautiful picture of this person doing yoga. Next time we're gonna put Cornell doing Pilates because he is there you go. Do you see? He's doing Pilates. Pilates is a really good one. It's really good. I used to do it as well. It's really good. Usually people from actors and people from Hollywood they do it a lot. Uh, so we can have a Pilates session with Cornell leading the group call. Would you like that, guys? Put on the chat box and Cornell can teach us. I don't know. What do you think? I would love to do it, to be honest. Well, I don't know if Chantel or Cornell was the I know Layla would love it. I would love it too. And let me just put my emoticon. Where is my emoticon? I think I'm putting it now. Nicole as well. I am in. Are you gonna put it here on the chat box? I don't know Daniel if he wants to do Pilates. Krista, Liz as well. I don't know if they wanna do Pilates. There you go. Daniel say why not? So we are Daniel, Nicole, Leila, me four, Krista not for me. Why, Chris? That's gonna be good for your cycling. And then Lisa, well, Chantel's way saying I mean, so most likely it's about five of us. So we might talk on our next call, Cornell, how we can make that happen. Okay, so now the last bit of today's call is about okay, is what is making your routine imperfect? That's a really important question that I want to ask you. Never try, happy to try. So it's 9 out of 10, okay, regards to the Pilates. So we might put Pilates in our future calls as well, leading by Cornell. But now, something that I want you to write down, if you can, or try to think for just less than a minute, just 30 seconds, is asking yourself, what is my routine, but what is making my routine imperfect? Okay, like for example, what is making my routine imperfect is like Sometimes instead of me doing an hour of studying, I'm doing 40 minutes sometimes, example. Or me having 3 to 4 coffees instead of having two only. That's sometimes what is making my routine imperfect. But if I don't have the 4 coffees, I cannot work 14 hours. Example. Sometimes I might need to do that. So what am I making imperfect your routine? Maybe you are having, instead of me telling you, right, guys, on the call, you can have a cookie or a chocolate for a pre-workout. Instead of having just one portion, you're having two, maybe. Or what it might be that imperfect thing that is part of your routine as well. So I'm gonna put mine here. Then you finish rest of general rush. Of general rush or general trash. Perfect. Leila smoking. I love it. Perfect. Me as well. My something that makes really hard for me to, well, makes imperfect my routine is going to salsa and staying for an hour more because I love it so much. So party, I will put party, coffee. Okay, that's me. Coffee, and studying a bit less than normal. Do you see? So do you see? On part of my routine is three big things that is making my routine imperfect. So Layla's will go one here. Tenia's will go one. I would love to know because that's making us be human beings in some way. And listening from me or from you as well is making me feel that it's okay to be imperfect, if that makes sense. But because I went party and I stay for longer and then I'm waking up instead of 4 or 5, it's not making me a bad person as long as I'm sticking to my routine. If that makes sense. The next day. Yeah, laziness as well. Hard to say them all. The baby, what the word. And too much. But the liquid grapes is the wine or is just the liquid grapes? What do you mean with that? How about you, Nicholas? Certainly wine. Yeah, the wine is because the wine taste is interesting. I'm not a really expert of wine, but people who drink wine is a hobby that sometimes it can be too passionate, especially if you're in Italy in France. And you got really good wine, you might want to use it too much. Eating another extra cookie. Aha. Do you see? So that's totally fine, guys. Do you see? And all these little things that you are doing, as long as it's just the 20% of your routine of this rule 80/20, is totally fine. It's okay. Makes sense. See? So that's what I want to tell you on today. Just well, thank you to all of you for participating. I love this type of participation. Okay, because all these type of things that I bring is with a lot of love, just to make you more human beings. Because sometimes I can bring you on uh, how to count your calories, macros, how much is the protein intake that I need to have, the metabolism and this. You can find that on Google, but these type of things making you more human being and being in having peace with your fitness journey, sometimes they won't talk about that much because it's not sexy. It's not giving likes to people, if that makes sense. It's not something that it will be trendy, but that's not me. Me is making you understand the things that I do to keep my consistency as much as possible, no matter what I can be doing, if that makes sense. Yeah. And then just to tell you guys, the ones that they haven't find out yet, we are doing the kitchen workshop on either the 21 or the 22. We are going to start with Mexican food. So it's going to be an interactive kitchen workshop. So I will ask you, each of you that will participate is totally free as part of the program. I will ask you to bring an ingredient. So like maybe Daniel is going to bring tomatoes. Leila is going to bring onions. Maybe Chantel and Cornel will bring tortilla and coriander. Your Nicole might bring some chilies. So I will give you to bring one ingredient, and then we're gonna put all together in the day, and we are gonna chop them up. We are gonna cook them all together, and then we're gonna eat them together. So, okay, and bring one plus. Bring one plus with you. Yeah, potentially we're gonna celebrate as well with a piñata, with a piñata, with a piñata. with Daniel, because in Mexico you have a piñata. I don't know if in Spain you do that, but usually a piñata. You know what is a piñata, right, guys, or no? It's kind of like a thing hanging, all right? And then Daniel and all of us that will be there, we are gonna smash that until it's gonna be sweets and it's gonna be protein powder, it's gonna be anabolics, it's gonna be ester, it's gonna be many things. Okay. But yes, that's the thing. And now, just that. And then uh, the the following group calls, guys, I will be bringing psychologists, I will be bringing another specialist, like, for example, nutritionists as well, and another type of expert as well through the call. So it's not going to be just me talking, okay? Guys, I'm giving an important information and you are making me laugh with the chat box. Okay, Maurice comes with your famous sombrero. Yeah, you need to bring your sombrero, Cornel. Okay. So yes, guys. So trying to make it happen for the workshops, but also uh, make sure to keep bringing on yourself on the group calls because, as I told you, you're gonna bring different specialists and experts on different fields that I usually know as well myself, but they are putting like 10 years, 8 years as well on the aspects. So I can bring you the best in the group calls as well. So it's not gonna be just me; it's gonna be other experts as well talking about their crafts to just empower us. Okay. So cool. Perfecto. Let's take a picture before so we can just put it like that. Crystal, don't worry. I know that you might be taking care of the baby, and Lisa, you might be with the horse or doing something. So just get ready. Three, two, one. Perfecto. Muy bien, guys. So see you next week, and I will see you each of you individually in our weekly calls. Have a lovely time. Enjoy it all, and see you later.